Tanya.
So I'm going to come at it from the lens, I'm a consultant now, so I've kind of done a bit of everything and worked in different spaces. At the time of the pandemic, I was working at Right to Play, which is an NGO organization using the power of sport to serve underrepresented youth in Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and Indigenous youth here in Canada. And at that time, it was exactly that. It was about how are we going to ensure that all the work we've done in the past 20 years to advocate for the equality for girls in these underrepresented communities, how are we going to stop that from rolling back? Because there's child marriage, there's child labor, all these things that we're advocating for on a global scale. What can we do? We had to reimagine how we were going to connect with these communities, and it was the power of connection, and necessity is the mother of invention, and just seeing the creativity in all of these various countries around the world, whether it was Ghana or Pakistan or in Thailand, to see how creative these communities were in providing sport through the power of sport, connecting the communities together. Secondly, one of the things it did in me personally was fire up my resilience muscle, I would say. And I have a loud voice. I know that being a Black woman in sport in the 90s, 2000s, I was always taught to fit in. Because I was less than, as one of. And so it was to try to not be bold, don't bend the big hair, all that sort of stuff. And this 2020 allowed the opportunity to be bold, be myself, and be resilient, and speak on it, and speak truth to power. And it was great to see that, because out of that you see all these amazing organizations of people who look like us, Black in sports business, hockey equality, Black Lives Rising, Canadian Black Standard, seeing that power come together where we were often the one and only in the room, to find out that that was done by design, through systemic design. And now there are other people who felt the same way, and we could come together, convene, share stories, and unite to really push and drive that needle and find our agency. So I think through the tragedy of COVID, there was some silver linings.
Definitely.